Well, anyway, we're very excited about today. Lots of great speakers. And so since Liz likes to tell stories, I thought I'd have her come up first, kick the day off with a little storytelling, and we'll go from there. Liz? I do. And that we match a little bit.
Darn. Oh man, my brain has been processing. Like, some of the people don't realize that this event, you guys changed my life, and you changed Terry's life, and one of the things I woke up thinking this morning was, why do we think we have to do it alone? It's probably because, like in school, we get grades about our own behavior. And it's probably because, like, when we had our job, we got performance appraisal on our own behavior. And it's probably, as Carol says, help is a 4-letter word. And so we feel like we have to prove ourselves before we can attract people to us. But I think it's another 4-letter word. Fear. So I don't really want you to go look at it, but I'm going to tell a story about it, especially since today is a little bit sort of the nonprofit moving into techy kind of day, you know. So I'm going to get on my geeky street cred, and every time I even hint at this thing, I get all kinds of geek guys on Twitter who think I'm cool. I think I love you. He already thinks I'm cool. So in 1965, a fabulous author by the name of Frank Herbert wrote the first of a series of books called Dune. And in that series of books, in that particular story, the young hero, Paul Atreides, who's 16 years old, is asked by the Reverend Mother of the Bene Gesserit, who has the power of mind control and some very serious, like a needle at his neck, to put his hand into a box. I want you to look at your hand, and I want you to think about all the things that we do with our hands. We type, we text, we touch somebody we care about. We sign, we wave, we do all kinds of things. How important our hands are. And he was asked to put his hand in this box. And he was asked to, and he couldn't take his hand out of the box because she was holding a weapon called a gom jabbar to his neck, which was a needle. If he took his hand from the box, he would die. And with Liz-like powers of nerve induction, the Reverend Mother proceeded to make him feel intense pain. He felt his hand catch fire and start to melt and burn and char, and the skin fall from his bones, and his bones fall down. Incredibly intense nerve pain. And the only thing that saved him was that his own mother, who was also a Bene Gesserit, the Holy Sisterhood of the Universe, had taught him the litany against fear. And it has carried me through. It is not that we should not have fear. And the litany against fear is, I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I must face my fear. I will let it pass over me and through me. And where the fear has gone, I will turn an inner eye to see its path. And when the fear is gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. And when Paul Atreides took his hand from the box, his hand was whole, but he was fearless. Fear and trust cannot exist in the same environment. And if you cannot trust yourself, how can we even hope to trust anyone else? Welcome to day 2 of SOBCon.
Thank you, Liz. Wow. That quite sets the tone. Well, now I'm going to ask Liz's partner in crime, Mr. Terry St. Marie, to come up here with the next set of introductions for the day. So a warm welcome to the other co-host of SOBCon, Terry. Come on down. You're the next contestant on The Price is Right.
Carol, I bid $200.
$1. Everybody knows you always bid $1, Terry.
Good morning. Wow, another awesome day coming. So thank you again for coming. Who had fun yesterday? Who learned something yesterday? Who was challenged yesterday? Who's going to change their lives for the better starting now? All right, I think we're doing fine. Miss one what? Who's going to change the world? It's not a bad thing, though. I think as I kicked it off yesterday morning, when somebody says, one of the worst things that anybody would ever say to me that would just make me wince is like, you know what? I can't make a difference. You know, I'm just an individual. What can I do? And I think you all get this, that is so patently untrue. You affect one person. You know, an individual conversation, just, you know, giving them some positive feedback or some encouragement or any kind of thing that puts them on a path that says, you know, what I do has meaning and I want to push forward. You're doing something. You're making a difference. And so a good friend of mine once told me about, and I think Liz alluded to it yesterday, this thing called the butterfly effect. And I was a skeptic on that one for a long time. You know, like, oh, when a butterfly flaps its wings, it creates the breeze, and ultimately there's a tornado in Texas. And I guess with all the tornadoes in Oklahoma and Kansas, I guess there might be some truth to that. But what the meaning of that was, you put stuff out there that's positive and good, and it's going to spread. And I realize sometimes that when you look at the essence of what we do or why we do this or why we're here or what we do, and I think a lot has to do with that. And it's not like we're throwing out all this profound stuff that's just mind-blowingly so new and different. I think it's the context, right? It's the context in which it's all presented, and then the people that are all banded together to absorb it and talk about it and move forward. So that's what's the special thing about this, and you were all a part of it, and you did such a good job yesterday. I just have to applaud and say, great job, well done. Applaud yourselves.